Welcome to the show, the only show, the first and last podcast. On the show today, we will be talking about Steve Jobs and his invention of the iPhone and its effect. The main goal of the iPhone was to put a computer in your pocket that you could easily understand. Steve Jobs described it as a widescreen iPod with touch controls. He announced the iPhone at Macworld 2007. He also claimed at that time it had desktop-class applications and networking, although their Wi-Fi wasn't that great, causing him to stop part of his presentation to ask over 500 people to turn off their devices they were using so he could continue showing the presentation. The smartphone of today, however, functions with multiple uses, and Jobs saw the possibilities in 2007. It is the internet device that now has the biggest effect on the world. The iPhone is Apple's most popular product that, at this time, accounts for most of the company's revenue. The first iPhone is widely credited with nearly all of today's devices designed and functioning as the original iPhone did, just mostly building from it. Jobs also described the iPhone as the internet in everyone's pocket. This has influenced people of today to consume more media than ever before. The iPhone changed the way software is used, as iPhone apps changed everything, even how the average person works in or for their jobs. Now let's jump back to how Steve Jobs was able to make this happen. Steve Jobs was one of the most respected entrepreneurs and inventors of his time. In 1976, he co-founded Apple Company. He made the company's first computer in the garage of his parents' house with the friend he co-founded Apple with. He was later fired from Apple, but took it as an opportunity and started a company named Next, and another really unpopular company called Pixar. You probably have never heard of it. He even met his wife during this time. Jobs later returned to Apple 12 years later, and as the head of the company. Under his leadership, Apple developed and launched iMac, iPod, the iPhone, and iPad. He made Apple his company the highest valued company in the world. Unluckily, in 2003, Jobs was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. He died in 2011 at the age of 56. He was known for wanting to make a dent in the universe, and he revolutionized many things, making many dents, including 6 popular industries: phones, music, PCs, tablets, digital publishing, and animated movies. Animated movies is from him making a popular movie called Toy Story with his other company called Pixar. Now let's move to the rest of the iPhone's effect. The last 10 years have transformed how the phone is used. The 10 years could be viewed as the iPhone decade and changed existing industries and the world. Apple sold at least 1.4 billion iPhones during the last decade. There are at least 900 million iPhones in active use at this time. Loop Ventures founder and Apple analyst Gene Munster said, "Unquestionably, it's the most impactful consumer tech product over the past decade." The wireless phone used to make a call. Today it is used for almost anything we can think of. We think of Lyft and Uber using GPS location and high-speed connections. Instagram uses it for camera and Google Maps, and Grubhub and Uber Eats for food delivery. Apple has introduced new recycling programs and initiatives to reduce waste going to landfills. The prediction is that the 2020s will be as good to Apple as the last 10 years were, if only services and computers people wear can change lives as much as the iPhone did. In all, Steve Jobs was a wonderful person with amazing ideas, one of those being the iPhone. which changed the course of the development of technology. I've also never done a podcast before, so if subscribing is a thing or leaving a comment for any questions, that would be cool. Anyway, we have an inspirational quote from Steve Jobs, very coincidental. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life.